Finding Your Voice, Strategies for Speaking Up at Work abstract. This article discusses strategies for effectively speaking up at work when issues arise. It explores the benefits of speaking up for both individuals and organizations based on research, but also examines common barriers like fear of retaliation that deter such discourse. To overcome these barriers, the article proposes approaches backed by evidence, such as cultivating a psychologically safe environment where candid feedback is supported, and modeling speaking up oneself. It emphasizes the importance of careful preparation when voicing concerns, like gathering data, understanding multiple perspectives, suggesting remedies, and focusing on solutions rather than solely problems. Examples from healthcare, technology, and education demonstrate how strategic yet considerate communication of well-researched issues positively enabled organizational change. In conclusion, the article stresses that speaking up strengthens outcomes when leaders empower respectful discourse and individuals prepare by framing problems positively and concentrating on collaborative resolutions. Speaking up at work when an issue demands attention can be difficult yet critically important for organizational effectiveness. While remaining silent may seem safer, avoiding problems often allows them to fester and worsen over time. However, speaking up effectively requires strategic communication skills and an understanding of organizational power dynamics. By recognizing why speaking up matters, preparing how to voice concerns constructively, and learning from examples of those who have effectively prompted change, leaders can empower themselves and others to address issues wisely when they surface. Today we will explore research-backed approaches for speaking up while building understanding and solutions, ultimately strengthening outcomes for all stakeholders. Why speaking up matters. Research shows that speaking up when concerns emerge benefits both individuals and organizations. At the individual level, voicing issues prevents harm, enhances learning and development, and protects well-being. Deter and Burris. 2007. Psychologically, remaining silent on problems correlates with increased stress, while constructively addressing concerns correlates with greater job and life satisfaction. Primo and Badian. 2003. At the organizational level, speaking up prevents crises by surfacing problems early for productive resolution. It fosters adaptability, strengthening capacity to learn from mistakes and reinvent as needed. Edmondson. 1999. Without speaking up, organizations struggle to improve, innovate and achieve their highest potential. Tangirola and Ramanujam. 2008. Overcoming barriers to speaking up. Despite benefits, several barriers commonly deter speaking up. These include fear of retaliation, concern about damaging career prospects, anxiety over upsetting superiors or peers, or uncertainty about how to effectively voice concerns. Morrison. 2011. Power dynamics also inhibit speaking up, as subordinates worry about challenging authority or status quo thinking. Millikan et al. 2003. Further, some cultural norms discourage disagreement or view criticism as disloyalty rather than constructive feedback. To overcome such barriers, several strategies prove effective. First, leaders must cultivate psychologically safe environments where people feel supported for candid yet considerate discourse. Edmondson. 2004. Leaders also model speaking up themselves to demonstrate its importance and normalize the behavior. Further, maintaining open communication builds trust so people feel heard when issues emerge. Providing anonymous feedback channels also lowers barriers. Finally, framing speaking up positively, as improvement, not complaint, reinforces its value for growth. Preparing to speak up constructively. Careful preparation maximizes the impact of speaking up. First, gather concrete examples and data to strengthen assertions rather than relying solely on perceptions or opinions. Document patterns rather than isolated instances. Further, understand differing perspectives so solutions address multiple viewpoints. It also helps to practice delivery. Speak respectfully with an open, inquiring tone rather than accusatorily. Focus on facts over hostility to build understanding. Raise concerns privately first when prudent, giving a chance to address internally before escalating. Request feedback rather than demanding action. Suggestions for remedies show initiative rather than solely pointing out flaws. Express willingness to collaborate on solutions rather than criticizing alone. Such considered speaking up builds goodwill around change. Industry examples of speaking up: effective healthcare. A doctor noticed troubling infection patterns but feared jeopardizing her career by reporting them. After privately consulting colleagues for advice and data support, she jointly brought anonymized charts to hospital leadership. Requesting review rather than accusation. Leaders appreciated the heads-up, found protocol issues, and made fast fixes. Credited with saving lives technology. An engineer saw security flaws while beta testing but doubted his experience. After double-checking knowledge and brainstorming fixes offline, he respectfully informed the CTO privately with evidence, not blame. Impressed, the CTO fast-tracked the engineer's ideas, patching vulnerabilities before breaches could occur. Education. A teacher witnessed stressed students cheating more. Consulting research linking grades, pressures, she organized an impromptu discussion with peers about root causes. They collaboratively advised administrators on empathy-building programs rather than penalties alone. Student wellness and achievement both increased as a result. In each case, strategically voicing well-researched concerns constructively empowered positive change. Leaders respected speakers for improving outcomes rather than fault-finding. These examples show how considering context, gathering support appropriately, and focusing on solutions rather than problems builds will for progress through speaking up. Conclusion: speaking up matters greatly for organizations and the people within them. However, doing so requires overcoming natural barriers through strategies like cultivating psychological safety, modeling the behavior as leaders, and framing issues positively. Those who prepare carefully by researching multiple viewpoints, practicing respectful delivery, and suggesting remedies in addition to identifying problems stand the greatest chances of prompting understanding and progress. As the industry examples illustrate, speaking up constructively when it counts strengthens outcomes for stakeholders across sectors by surfacing issues early for collaborative solutions. With preparation and a solutions mindset, leadership that empowers respectful discourse positions organizations to continuously improve, reinvent as needed, and achieve their highest aspirations.